I grew up in the Episcopal Church, and Lori grew up in the Southern Baptist Church. So our first few years, we did not have a common spiritual basis. I couldn't see a guy in a three-piece suit lecturing me on sin and those kinds of things, because that's just not what I grew up in, and so we struggled. We spent 11 years on active duty, moving to various home ports. The submarine force is tough because there's no communications for months at a time, and then that'll test your marriage. We also had a couple of setbacks in our marriage. We had a couple of pregnancies, and early reality was creeping in. We were starting to realize that maybe we weren't all that ourselves.
We lived in Alexandria, Virginia when he was at the Pentagon, and we were able to be a part of a church there. And I was hungry for that. And Alan was ready by that point for more in-depth Bible teaching. And I gave him his first Bible. He didn't have one growing up. He didn't need one.
At the end of that tour, we had a very big decision to make, and that was, do I stay in the Navy or get out? I had plans for my life. I had plans for my career. I had plans for my marriage. I had plans for everything. These are the potential risks. These are how you mitigate the risks. These are the action plans you put in place. And I had all of that laid out, and they weren't working. And I was, in my estimation, starting to fail. I was missing targets. It was causing frustration. And I got in a low place, and Jesus got me to a place where I was pretty broken down. I was able to let it go. Yeah, I didn't have to be in charge anymore. He was like, just give it to me. And I didn't want to, but I did, because I couldn't carry it anymore. And I said, Lord, we've done this last decade our way. Not so sure how that's working out. What does the future look like? So we left that. I got a phone call out of the blue from a company I'd never heard of saying, would you be interested in? And it was a chance to move back to Atlanta. That's where I was born and raised, and thought, that sounds pretty interesting. Went for an interview, got the job. So I've been with my current job for the last 23 years.
We are empty nesters. We are looking for fellowship with people who want to grow in the Word and who want their life to be focused on Christ. I drove back and forth past Church of the Apostles countless times in a week, and I said, let's just go. And we jumped in the Sunday school class. It was just an opportunity to explore different topics. There were all ages there, and I really liked that.
All of that is true. What got me was, okay, and so there's a new members class that you have to go through. I've got my own Bible. I've read this. I understand what church is all about. And it's like, yeah, but if you really want to become part of this body, you need to understand what the expectations are and what we truly believe in. After a while, you can only date so long, right? Are you going to commit? That's why I think we're so committed to stay. So yes, we were all set. Our group was getting ready, and then I got another one of those phone calls. Called up TJ and said, I know we were working on some of those things, but can you put it on hold? And he was the best. He just said, look, who says you got to lead a small group in Marietta?
I had no idea this time last year that we would be sitting in a flat in London. We see a culture around us that really doesn't want a lot to do with God. I feel like we're here to be light and salt. To be able to stay connected to Church of the Apostles through the live stream has made us feel still apart. That keeps me anchored. The truth of God's Word that's spoken clearly, I need that.
The ability to turn on the TV and hear the unadulterated Word is just a gift. I'm in a very international office space. We got 42 people, but they're 19 different languages. And here's this business executive from a completely different culture, and he says, we do have some questions about this Christian religion of yours. And you can share a little bit with them. My interactions with people in the rest of the world, there's still a huge hunger. They are saying that the promises that their governments have made them, and even the promises of other religions, are leading to empty lives, and they know there's more. This battle is not over. Yeah, I read the headlines and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, nobody wants to hear Christianity. They just want to put us in a box. That's not the case. There really is a hunger out there.
It gives fire to my prayers to be praying that there are people out there that really are coming to know Jesus. We have a couple of years here still, and after that, we think we're going back to Atlanta. But if God has a different plan, that's okay too. We've learned, sometimes kicking and screaming, that God's way really is the best way.